Good afternoon.
Hello to the breadiest of heads. How are our listeners today? They can't answer that question. How are you, Eric?
Oh, dude, I'm doing just swell.
Oh
Dude, it's
yeah,
just crazy because,
swell.
oh, baby, I'm swell. Yeah, dude, the loss of momentum after a failed recording just makes me want
Mm-hmm.
to curl up into a ball and just cancel the day. But Ty, you're bringing me back up, and that's what matters. That's what co-hosts do,
Mm-hmm.
and I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. To the listeners, this is the premiere episode of the day, but to you and I, this is our second attempt because of technological difficulties. But we won't bore the listeners with that. It's like the sandwich artist describing how the toaster works. We don't care; just make it hot.
You just make it hot and don't put your hand on it. Those are the two
Yeah.
instructions.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, what else you got for me, Ty? What are we talking about today?
Oh, dude, we got so much to discuss. So, viral TikTok happening right now. It describing how the steak is, what do you say, like prepared before you see
Mm,
it in the bucket at Subway.
right. So quite literally how the sausage is made.
Quite literally how the sausage is made. I'm going to show you this TikTok and then we'll talk about it. I'm assuming most of the listeners have already seen it since they're deep in Subway lore, presumably. But first, I'll just run the audio for you here. This is pretty funny. Oh, it's not displaying the audio over top of it. I have no clue how TikTok works. Anyways,
Wait,
the
what?
audio says how we make steak at Subway, and it says it to the beat. But basically, what happens is it comes in this bag. They pull the bag out, and it looks kind of like an organ, like when they perform a C-section on a woman to remove the child. They move all the organs around.
Holy shit.
Then they take out like kind of a part of it, 2.5 ounces to be correct, and then they segregate the clumps out into these like different little mini buckets. So they
Hmm.
go from the big bucket to the tiny bucket, and then that's the bucket that they present to you when you order the steak. You watching this shit,
Oh, yeah, I can
dude?
see. So,
From bag to bucket to mouth.
wow. This is multiple bucket play that we're witnessing here. So,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm seeing is, yeah, like you said, they're just mushing it, but it kind of looks like the tuna from this like I'm watching your phone screen on a TikTok through Zoom, and it just looks like pink mush or brown mush that is being squished with a glove. And if you told me this wasn't Subway and it was like, I don't know, a factory where they harvest chicken nuggets or something, I would believe you. But it looks wild, and it looks like they're just weighing it out in these
Mm-hmm.
smaller little containers. That those things are the ones that they flip upside down onto your 6 inch.
Yeah, totally, perfectly portioned. So a
It's
few
kind
things
of
really
smart,
freaked
actually.
me out about this. Wait, why do you think this is smart?
Well, this is obviously optimizing the workflow because, okay, you can put your hand down. I don't need to see it for the 15th time in a row. It's a smart optimization because you are pre-measuring it and you're putting it in a 6 inch length by 2 inch width small container that you just
Mm.
plop onto the sandwich. So the application of meat is like zero point 0.5 seconds versus doing everything that they're doing in the video in front of you. Like nobody wants to see that part, to be honest. We don't want to know
Mm-hmm.
how the meat got in the bucket. We just want the bucket to go on the sandwich.
It's really interesting because when I think miniature buckets, I think airplane food. It's like you want it to be
Oh.
airplane food. I don't think I do. I would rather it be coming out of the big bucket. Feels
Mm.
almost more natural than these perfectly portioned amounts.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think we've just been desensitized to meat being in a bucket at Subway. That's just kind of how it's always been. And if they were to show any of what we just saw in front of the customer, I think that'd be a bad move.
Yeah. No, we're definitely desensitized to the mini bucket because the reason this video is going viral is because I think people are freaking about the bag that it comes in because it comes in this like absolutely, it's like a Casper mattress the way it's packed into this plastic bag when it shows up. And then when they kind of unwrap it and plop the tuna out, yeah, it looks just like shredded. Not sorry, pop the steak out. That's how easy it is to confuse. It just looks like fish, shredded fish.
Hmm. Hmm. So this meat is wrapped in a sweaty, little plastic bag, and it looks pretty thin too. So you know,
Mhm.
there's a chance that there could be some leaks in there.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I think the real shock though is like when you think steak, you think about like a fine cut from like Gotham, or a nice steakhouse, and you're not maybe the keg even, but you're not really thinking
Hmm.
about shredded steak. Like
Hmm.
shredded. You're just adding shredded cow to your sandwich.
Yeah, dude. It makes me think of Chipotle on how they do like the cubed steak, and for some
Mm.
reason it just makes sense because like the shredded one almost looks pre-chewed.
Man, elderly must love that. Hey.
Yeah, actually, when there's no discernible edge to the steak, you don't really need teeth.
Mm-hmm. You just kind of mush it together, move it around a little bit, and it disintegrates with water.
Yeah,
Like a vitamin.
yeah. What are the comments looking like on this post? I obviously do not have TikTok, so I'm unable to um, participate in the cultural discourse around this. But I'm curious what the average normie has to say.
M- Mostly sandwich artists jumping into the chat. Nothing like a
Oh,
Subway video to make your artist come forward and reveal themselves.
source. I'm an artist.
Precisely. As someone who worked there for 2 years, sometimes it's even more frozen than that. Some
Oh,
username chair just said, "I work at Subway and this is 100% true." Username
damn, the fact
dad
checker.
says, "Yeah, as a Subway employee, this is correct. Just wait till you see the shredded rotisserie chicken devil face emoji."
Oh,
What
shit.
could that mean?
You're telling me that dad and chair are both confirming this? Is
Yeah.
this are these real people, or are these like early TikTok settlers who sold their username for $7 million to a
Dude,
brand?
I'm showing my Metro boomerness right now because I didn't realize that the comment section displays first name on profile, which is not
Oh,
the handle. It's simply it's non-exclusive. Anyone could call themselves chair on TikTok.
got it. Okay, okay.
Mhm. I work at Subway and had to serve expired chicken because they didn't want to throw it out. Thank you, Ella.
Wow, Ella. Ella,
Oh,
stand up for your damn self.
Kendra tapping in. As someone who worked at Subway, let's talk about the tuna skull emoji.
Oh,
Dude, there's so many
reigniting the
sandwich
tuna
artists.
convo.
All the sandwich artists are on TikTok and they're all showing up for public discourse.
Hmm.
It's
They're
crazy. Like publicly shaming the company you work for in the chat.
hmm it's unbelievable. Do you think any of them are actively on the clock while doing this? I mean, it's probably a
Oh,
guarantee that some of them are.
yeah, dude, for sure. Because we're like between lunch rushes right now. Like this is a live comments coming in, most recent.
Yeah.
So, dude,
Between
I think
lunch rushes.
we gotta get the Think Fresh account in here and hit him with the chat. Is this veal?
Damn, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, dude, if we had the energy of a preteen, then we might be able to like participate in this kind of stuff, but I just can't bring myself to log into the Think Fresh TikTok account
Mm-hmm.
and like spend time doing this. It's not in my vocabulary really, and it's not in my best interest even.
Oh, for sure, dude. Your brain is gonna get toasted if you spend too much time swiping up like that. No, you need long form content, Eric. That's the only thing that's gonna keep your like autistic tendencies from becoming overwhelming. Like
I need
you
to
need to
stay
read
off of it
like
or stay on it.
stay off of it. You need to go like
Okay.
read Infinite Jest or something. Something meaty.
Right. I just need to hunker down and, read 1984 front to back in one sitting.
Yeah, dude. Double meat, more
Hell
like double think.
yeah. When it comes to the meat at Subway, we are double thinking. We're forced to believe that it's fresh, and we're also looking at this thing sweating in the bucket.
Yeah, dude. Wow, completely contradictory statements. Eat fresh, and then but it's like don't believe your eyes and ears, and
Yeah,
your
exactly.
nose.
All five of my senses are pulling in opposite directions right now. I don't know which one to
Whoa,
follow.
dude, what a sensory like trip. Like
Hmm.
you could drop acid, or you could just try these acidic tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, don't drink the bottom of the tomato bucket. You will actually hallucinate.
Wow. If you like, yeah, dude, if you flash freeze that juice, you could like make little tabs out of it.
Mhm.
Wow.
Damn.
The black
Do you ever,
market of Subway compost.
oh, dude, composting. Have you ever fuck. Composting is one of my trigger words actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But do you ever like finish a salad with like a nice little vinaigrette action and then just drink the bottom of it? Do you ever get freaky with it like that?
Oh, for sure, dude. If it's a good salad dressing, I'm tapping it. I like a young British child in Victorian era, sipping the last little, lapping up the soup like a golden retriever puppy.
Hell yeah, dude. I heard that stuff's good for you, you know? A little teaspoon or tablespoon of vinegar in the morning,
Hmm.
you know,
Little apple
really,
cider
really
is
set
good
you.
for,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Good for the gut. Good for the scalp. Good for
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm. It's enough to dissolve whatever remaining footlong there is in your stomach from the night before.
Hmm. The apple vinny cleanse just to like get rid of last night's sins.
Shit. Oh
I'm
man.
eating late because I'm a sinner. Dude,
What is that from
speaking
The
of
Idol?
that's a takeoff of Sabrina Carpenter track.
Oh,
Espresso. Come on, man. This is a Gen Z episode.
I thought it was World Class Sinner by the beautiful and stunning, fuck, what's her name again? Something
Lily
Depp.
Rose Depp.
Lily Rose
Yeah.
Depp.
Lily Rose.
Lily Rose. Yeah, dude.
Hmm.
She's she's something, all right.
Dude,
Anyways,
it's
back to
insane
our
that her name
podcast.
has two different flowers. Like it's what
Oh shit.
normal girl has maybe got one flower in her name, but this girl's got two. She's
Hmm.
double floral.
Hmm. You know what, Ty? I actually had an edible flower last night.
Hmm.
At least I was promised that it was edible. It's possible it was just a flower. What makes a flower edible, actually, now that I think about it?
I mean, if you can swallow it and not die, I think is the official rule. Was it a
That's what
pansy? Did you eat a pansy?
I have no clue what a pansy is. I've been called that, but I don't know what it is.
Couldn't be me. Never seen one.
Never seen one. Yeah, it was like a colorful little guy, and it just tasted like nothing. I don't
Hmm.
know. What's the point of edible flowers? They should just be for decoration. And if they're just for decoration, why bother eating them?
Yeah, dude, they're entirely to feed the camera. Feed the hungry audience on Instagram because they don't
Hmm.
taste like anything, but every Michelin star restaurant's homepage has in the hero image like some sort of perfectly plated dish with 3 or 4 purple and yellow flowers.
Hmm. Dude, if
Almost
you see an
guaranteed.
edible flower on the feed or like a dollop of caviar, it's
Hmm.
going to be an expensive meal.
Yeah, expect to pay for sparkling.
Yeah, you're paying 45 for the sand pell.
Hmm. It's
Shit.
a yeah, it's a definitely a red flag, a
Hmm.
blue flag with red thorns.
Hmm. Shout out to Shrek.
Shout out to Shrek.
You had to
So
teach me
speaking,
about that reference yesterday, so thank you. Thanks for
you're welcome.
prepping me yesterday for today's episode.
Yeah, it's a Lily Rose deep cut for the listeners.
Okay,
Try to follow along, breadheads.
breadheads, we're on a roller coaster today.
Dude, we are talking like a TikTok stream. That's how much we're flipping channels here. Speaking of which, heading back to your Chipotle reference earlier, we've noticed a lot of people online pointing their camera at Chipotle workers while they prepare the burritos, and it's leading to bigger and better meals. More girth to the burrito, more substance to the bowls. What do you think about
Hmm.
this move, Eric?
Dude, I think this is brilliant, and it's just a matter of time that this happened in the fast food industry. Because think about it, the way I think about this is like when you get pulled over and you're feeling unsafe, you whip the phone out and you start recording. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like hey, it's like, hey, what's with the camera, buddy? It's like, well, actually, I'm just doing this for my safety. Please don't worry
It's my
about it.
First Amendment right.
Exactly. So, same thing at Chipotle. I'm just doing this for my safety. You know what I mean? I can't be wasting money on a mediocre bowl. So
Mhm.
I have to do this, unfortunately. I haven't seen anyone do this at Subway. I'm surprised this isn't a Subway first kind of trend because
Mhm.
Chipotle, I've only ever had good experiences there, even if I order it delivered. Like it always is stacked to the brim of rice and beans, you know? But at Subway, I feel like I'm getting skimped and they're also looking me in the eye when they do it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So at Chipotle, it's all about maximizing your order, which I think is a little unfair because the Chipotle is trying to give you good value to begin with. At Subway, you're right. You want to maximize
Oh,
your order,
poor
but
corporation.
fair enough. Their stock price is like $3,000. Uh, Subway, you're right though. It's both maximize value, but also a liability. Like I'm never afraid of getting food poisoning at a restaurant, except when I eat the swamp lettuce. So having recording on that I can zoom in later in 4K and check if that lettuce is a little browner than it should be, or maybe even if the sandwich artist lets us sneeze out, I have evidence of the
hmm
action.
There's actually a lot of good that can come out of this because you can review that footage later, almost like game tape, and see where you can improve. It's
Hmm.
like if your sandwich ends up being a 7 out of 10, you can look back and be like, was it the guac or the tuna?
That's a really smart move, dude, and that can open up an entire third party energy of and third party industry of sandwich coaches. You know, like breadheads.
Totally.
If you go record your sandwich ordering, tell us your rating, send it to us, send it to Think Fresh Pod, and we will
hmm
give you some tips on how to improve for next time. Not just what you were placing on the sandwich, but the tonality of how you order it will affect everything. We're experts in tone here. That's why we're a
hmm
podcast.
To- tone.
Totally.
Also, make sure to, yeah, definitely drop us a video of that. And I think the sequence of ordering also makes a difference. You know what I mean? Like what veggies you
Mhm.
kind of use as a base,
Mhm.
how many sauces, you know what I mean? Are you
Mhm.
hitting it with marinara as step one? These are all very
Mhm.
important considerations that Think Fresh has all but patented.
Mhm. Yeah, so you're not even allowed to use them.
Yeah.
Not without our explicit permission.
You
So
need our
so
written consent to put marinara on your footlong.
yeah, only Patreon subscribers can put marinara on their footlong.
Hell yeah, dude.
Speaking of copyright though, Eric, I think that's actually why we're not seeing this video recording hack at Subway right now because unlike
Oh.
Chipotle, Subway is privately owned, which means you'd be filming on private property if you were to record your sandwich artist. And obviously, giving the patrons that power creates a liability to Subway. So why would they allow trespassers to record on their property?
hmm
It's not like you're a shareholder. You got no skin in the game, no turkey skin. And
hmm
so because of that, it would be in Subway's best interest just to ban it outright. Maybe they already have.
Please no photos next time I'm in
Mhm.
church.
Mhm.
This is interesting, Ty. This is really, really interesting because I'm sure there's going to be a loophole somewhere, and maybe the more knowledgeable breadheads can chime in on this. But I'm pretty sure if you're recording for your own safety, much like if you're on a boat and it's an emergency, you got to dock somewhere, even on private property.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's in
We know
everyone's
you're allowed to do that because we both have our licenses.
exactly right. It's your duty to allow someone to dock.
Mhm.
So same thing at Subway. I'm sure like as long as you avoid any faces in your video and you're simply filming, the line. At the end of the day, I'm putting that in my mouth. I'll film it if I damn well feel like it.
Right. Yeah, it should be your right to
Exactly. Yeah.
have some sort of evidence of what you're consuming. But yeah,
hmm
maybe from like the lips up, I want to get a little bit of the sandwich artist's mouth in the shot. Not because I'm
hmm
perverted or anything. I just want to make sure that like if anything enters the sandwich and it came from the mouth, I want to be able to catch that entire thing.
hmm Yeah, these are really important things here. So are we going to try this? Are we going to start recording our artist? We've gone to
Yeah,
a few places
definitely.
where we've watched someone make our lunch. We can do that anywhere, actually.
I've Think Fresh has recorded for Instagram Live a few times on the line,
Yeah.
and I didn't feel like the sandwich artist made any adjustments to their strategy as a result.
Mm.
However, we're in a new era now. I think every corporation in the fast food world is sending memos to employees to pile up the guac if they see the camera flash of an iPhone 13.
Hmm. Maybe we just need to make a bigger stink at Subway. Like,
Mhm.
you know, in addition to the stink that's already there, I think we need to start complaining about like how much meat is ending up on our footlongs. How much veggies, how much sauce.
Mhm.
Because once you hit them with the "Can I get some more, please?" Like
Mhm.
you can't really do that more than twice without sounding insane.
Yeah, dude, you're entering a different type of customer bracket. You can say you're carrying all you want, but to them you're just a Karen.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Oh man,
It's
that
a
was a
high
nice
risk game.
time. That was a nice time we were on IG Live. That was our first
Mhm.
visit to Subway in the pandemic. That was like 2 years
Yeah,
off of the stuff.
dude.
We were two
We were
years
almost
sober.
clean. We almost got the 2-year pin.
Yeah.
But no,
We've
the,
regressed into something much worse.
the siren sound of the 6-inch harkened us back.
Yeah. I was so excited to go. I was literally shaking. Oh
I don't
man.
have a problem. I can quit anytime.
Hmm. Hey, you mentioned to me earlier today that the Subway series has some new features in there. Can you explain what that
Yeah.
means?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This is good news to anyone who likes a pre-ordered sandwich. We talked earlier in the episode about double think and double meat, but let this whet your palate, Eric. Double cheese coming standard on all Subway series sandwiches going forward.
Oh.
Finally, something insatiating.
Hmm. This was a thing on like about half of the sandwiches, I think, maybe more. But there was like
hmm
always like double Dorito symbol that was two orange cheese slices that symbolized double cheese. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of a miss to include this standard on the Subway series because that just makes the sandwich cost more and you don't really like know why,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, they're pretty discreet about marketing it, aren't they? Like, I didn't even know
Yeah,
about this until I found it in like page 3 of Google while looking at Subway sandwich news. It's not even making front page news.
totally. Like one, suggestion for the good folks over at Subway, they should instead of saying cheese and toasted, just say double cheese and toasted.
hmm
That would
Smart.
that would actually make me like kind of buy in. I'm therefore kind of like made aware of the upgrade.
Yeah, that is the critical touch point for that sandwich. If you really want them
Mhm.
thinking about and salivating at the double cheese, because it is a good
Mhm.
move. It is like one of the few things that Subway controls that they can offer to the patron to make the sandwich better.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
What
here's
if
my
they
worry,
said
Eric. What are they
what if
gonna
they
say?
said what if they said cheese and toasted? Just say the word cheese twice. It's less
Cheese, and
syllables.
damn. Are they getting their photo taken? I don't get it.
Cheese
Cheese.
and toasted. Stupid.
I don't know if that's gonna work, dude. That it's a little bit. It's not very rhythmic. Cheese, because you got to say it fast. You got to say it as fast as
Cheese.
possible. Cheese and toasted.
Mhm. Yeah, you can kind of mumble it under your breath, and then the
hmm
sandwich patron will assume that you just have a crazy stutter.
What is that guy all tweaking about? Chi.
Sounding like a Pharrell intro. Cheese, and toasted.
100%. I'm worried about this though because I think this might just be a lip service at the end of the day. If I was a fast food conglomerate, I'd promise double cheese, and then I'd immediately go to my cheese factory and tell them, make the cheese half as thick.
Oh, now we're
An
talking,
evil
baby.
corporation.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we'll give
they're
you
giving you
2.
the same amount of cheese and they're calling it double cheese.
Mhm. Fuck. This is kinda like those memes or videos where it's like the Starbucks tall is actually the same size as the venti, and then they pour the
Mhm.
tall into the venti and it fills it all the way up. It's like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah,
actually
I
getting
feel
the
like
same thing.
it's so funny because whenever I go to, like, the fair, like, the
What the
PNE
fuck?
or the any type of fair game, you, like, throw in the pin at the balloon and trying to pop it, or you're trying to hit the hammer really hard. Whenever I play those games, I'm always very aware that it's a scam. Everyone's aware that those games are scams. They're designed for you to lose. But we don't
Mhm.
really think about that with fast food ordering, but it's the same
Mhm.
thing. Every decision there is designed to trick you into thinking you're
Mhm.
getting more than you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what all employers don't want you to know, you know? Like, they want you to believe it's in your power and in your control, but in reality, you're doing exactly what was written for you to do.
Dude, the employers don't want you to know, but the sandwich artists, they're in the chat and they're shouting it as loud as they can. They need to expose the truth. If
Mhm,
only anyone
mhm,
would listen.
mhm. The meat is pre-chewed.
They make us chew it in the back. My dude, my jawline is so maxed.
Damn, dude, all the sandwich artists are just mocking the hell out of you, and you're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Why do I feel so inferior when I order the steak and
Yeah.
cheese?
I
Because they've
was
already
never a
had
mouth breather until now.
damn, we're getting their sloppy seconds.
Oh, no. Damn. Imagine you have to chew for a living. That's like a specific kind of torture.
Maybe. Like, I'm sure there's a job for what I guess, like, taste testing gum. Like, someone over at Wrigley's has gotta figure out what the max chew on that thing is before it disintegrates. Like, the FDA needs that stat.
Mhm, totally. Wow, counting the chews until your gum loses flavor. That's an insane job.
Yeah, dude. We haven't counted chews since Auschwitz.
What the fuck? Wow. Dude,
Was
that's
that
like a
bad? Should we
Kanye
scrap
rhyme.
that?
No, that was good. That's like how Kanye rhymes.
Mhm.
Just he twists and bends the words to mean something different, and
To
that's
create
why he's the
something
greatest artist.
anti-Semitic.
Yeah, exactly. Damn it, I didn't even think of that. Fuck.
Thought that's immediately where you're going. Wow,
No.
that's such a dark way to maybe end this episode.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Bradheads, thanks for listening.
Yeah, tune in next week. We'll talk about spot prawns.
Spot prawn season in full effect. Yeah, watch this space.
Yeah, think fresh, everybody. Ciao.
I did a thing.